Hi, my name is Priyanka Singh and I'm a senior program lead at the Council on Energy, Environment and Water. It's a Delhi-based policy think tank. We are one of Asia's largest climate think tank and we generate data, we do integrated analysis and we try and impact sustainable development at scale to explain and change the use, misuse and reuse of resources. In my role at Council, my work focuses on air pollution, circular economy and waste management, and we try to bring the correlation out to the policymakers so that one thing impacts the other. So the circular economy becomes the solution to having cleaner air. So our collaboration with Andy started with looking at circularity as a whole in the textile space. Now, since I work on air pollution, this was a problem that came out from our work in Ludhiana, where a lot of textile waste was being burnt in Ludhiana's landfills as well as open dumps. That's why we thought of figuring out what is it that is leading to this mismanagement of textile waste, which is coming out mostly from industries. So hence our work is mostly focused on pre-consumer textile waste. What we essentially did as part of this whole engagement with Andy, we worked on two things. One is that we did not know that how much of the quantum and what kind of textile waste is being burnt, because if we look at waste, it is basically a resource, but if that resource is getting burned, we need to see that why is it that is happening. Second, when we delved deeper into the system, we looked at the solutions which are available in India, and we are looking at the techno-economic ecosystem for these textile processing solutions. So from our survey, there were some really crucial findings that we figured for the Ludhiana cluster in particular. And the situation, I believe, is not very different in other clusters in India. So what we figured is, since Ludhiana is very heavily driven by woolen and hosiery market, and it's in the survey, we basically surveyed all types of industries ranging from micro, small and large industries. The situation is very grim when it comes to small and micro level industries which are operating within a very, very small scale. More than 60% industries do not segregate the waste, and more than 50% of them do not send it in the formal recycling chain because of the low value of the textile which is getting generated. And not just the textile waste, but also the ancillary items which get generated. And all of that basically is not also part of the door-to-door collection which is done by municipality. So it ends up either in dump sites or landfills. So there are many issues, including the logistics cost and then the crunch of recyclers within Ludhiana, because most of the recyclers are there in Panipat and Tirupur. So all of these challenges make it very difficult for Ludhiana cluster to manage their pre-consumer textile waste. More than that, when we, as part of our survey, we also questioned them on the policies and the need of recycling and managing their pre-consumer. So the need of managing this waste is also not there. So that is another crucial finding, that first of all, this demand has to be created at the industry level. We used a framework, it's called Dalberg Framework for Small and Growing Businesses, which tries to assess and categorize industries into 4 categories beyond their financial needs. So it basically looks at the scale and potential of the industry. It also looks at the risk which is there associated, and then the financing mechanisms which are available. And then when we put these industries into this framework, they can be categorized into 4 categories. First one is the high growth ventures, second is the niche ventures, third is the dynamic enterprises, and fourth is the livelihood sustaining enterprises. So these are the 4 categories. What we have also done as part of this knowledge product that will come out as part of this collaboration is we have developed a tool called Weave. So it becomes an interactive tool where you can know more about the Dalberg framework, and enterprises can put themselves, along with some of the requirements as characteristics of the organization, and then you can know where you belong, which category do you belong to. So that is what is going to come out with this knowledge product. in our assessment as well, since we evaluated the existing solutions which are available in India for managing textile waste, we also categorize them into these 4 categories. Depending on the characteristic of your organization, you can identify yourself in one of these 4 categories, and then you can also get a sense of what kind of schemes are available to you, when is it that you can grow, where is the investment available, where is the market available. So all of these things you can know after after putting yourself in this assessment. As part of recommendations from our report, we are basically focusing all our recommendations to the financing needs of these organizations, and we are trying to put out, if you want to develop an ecosystem for managing textile waste, what are the instruments that you can utilize. There are some instruments which are available in the existing policies, but above and beyond what is already available from the Ministry of Textiles or other Ministry of Industries, what is available is the blended finance, right? You can also explore that how the private investment can come in and help in supporting these upcoming small and growing businesses. Then there is revenue sharing, which is also happening in other waste management enterprises. Then you can also look for some output-based incentives which are there. So India as a country has been a front runner when it comes to having EPR, Extended Producer Responsibility Framework, for many of the waste streams. So since there is nothing that is existing for textile, first of all, we need a law for managing textile waste. And unfortunately, currently no law explicitly mentions about the textile waste. Second is, I think when we are drafting EPR framework for textiles, I think we can learn a lot from the EPR that is there in other waste streams. Say for example, when we are talking about the upstream waste management, in plastic EPR, there is a clause for substituting virgin material with the recycled one. Similarly, that is something that we need to do in the textile space as well. But from our research, we also found out that while we can put these targets, but the actual users, they need to know about these solutions, like say for example the nature-based solutions which are there, or the natural fibers which can basically substitute the blended fibers which we are using. So all of that awareness needs to happen at the industry level, and I'm not just talking about the large industries but the small industries. Second thing that needs to happen is substituting because we are talking about the recycling solutions, so we need to create a market for the recycled material that comes out from the processing. So an EPR framework that explicitly mentions that where is it that you can use the recycled fiber, so that it also does not compromises the quality of product that is coming from industries, because one quality check and the whole lot gets rejected. So that's when, so we need to put policies which are more practical, and we need to find avenues where the recycled content shall be used first, and gradually we can move to other spaces wherein people become comfortable with the usage of recycled material and it becomes competitive with the virgin material. Currently the challenge is that recycling costs a lot of money and it becomes competitive, and it is easier to get virgin material compared to the recycled material. So these are the considerations that need to go into the EPR framework. Thank you for your time today, and if you want to know more about the knowledge or the research that we do, you can visit our website, which is www.cw.in, and if you go to the publications tab, you can know about not just the textile waste stream but everything else that we are doing under the universe, and there are a lot of knowledge that is out there and people should make use of it.